Hello, welcome back, boys and girls. Thank you for joining us again today. Now, we have another fabulous story for you. Today's book is called Chuck the Cheetah, written by K.A. Mulenga, illustrated by Sabita Yaya. Now, this wonderful book is about a proud little cheetah who thinks he's better than everyone else. Now, let's see what happens. Let's get started. Chuck was the fastest cheetah in the land. No one could beat him, no matter how hard they tried. So it was assumed that at the daily friendly race, Chuck would win. And at the weekly fun races, Chuck would win. And at the monthly championship races, Chuck would win. Now, no one could beat him. And at the end of every race, which he always won, Chuck would jump up and twist his body in mid-air, singing cheerfully. All I do is win, 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 win. All I do is win, 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 win. Now, the other cheaters in Chuck's age group tried really hard to think up ways to beat him. And one day, they met at the watering hole after one of the races. Chuck is just too good. How are we ever going to beat him? Sighed Chip. I know. No matter how hard we train, we always lose to Chuck, said June. I have an idea. Follow me, said Chester. And suddenly, Chip, Chum, and Chester saw Chuck. He was walking proudly through the grass. Hey, Chuck, called Chester cheerfully. You are the fastest cheetah in the world. But what would happen if you lost a race? How would you feel? Now Chuck looked up at the three cheaters. I never lose, he said smugly. All I do is win, 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 win. But what if one day you did lose? Asked Chip. Now Chuck looked up at the three cheaters and said again, proudly, I never lose. All I do is win, 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 win. No one could ever beat me, thought Chuck proudly. Chuck, said Chum, everyone loves you. And I think even if you were to lose, people will still love you and respect you. But I never lose, yelled Chuck. All I do is win, 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 win. Now, the next day, there was another daily friendly race, and Chuck was so sure of winning that he told all the cheaters that he would give them a 10-second head start. Now, the race started, and Chum and Chip were in the lead. Although Chuck had started the race a whole 10 seconds later, very soon, he was catching up to Chum and Chip. And just as they were nearing the finishing line, and Chuck was racing to catch up with Chum and Chip, Chuck accidentally stepped on a thorn.
Ouch!
Now he managed to kick the thorn out of his paw, but it was too late. He'd lost a stride, and Chip had won the race. Now Chuck couldn't believe it. He walked away sadly as everyone else cheered for Chip and lifted him up high into the hill. Chip's the champ! Chip's the champ! Everyone screamed. Chuck didn't show his face at the races for the next few days. At the next weekly fun race, he showed up again. Listen, everyone, I'm still the fastest. And I'm still the best, he boasted. Chip was just lucky to win because I stepped on a thorn, he exclaimed. And with that, off he went. And all the cheaters decided that they didn't like Chuck anymore because of his conceited nature. No one wanted to race with him or even play with him. Now that night, Chuck had a strange dream, and in his dream, a wise old cheetah appeared before him. You need to accept defeat and lose gracefully, the wise old cheetah told him. What does that mean? Asked Chuck. It means that even if you lose, you can still be happy for the winner. You win some, you lose some, whispered the wise old cheetah. So the next day, Chuck went to the daily friendly race and asked the others if he could join in the race. At first, the other cheetahs said no, and he begged them to let him join in. Eventually, Chip, Chum, and Chester agreed to let him race against them. And the race started, and as usual, Chuck was way ahead of everyone. Suddenly, just before the end, he started slowing down. And this time, it was Chester who won the race. Now Chuck had let him win, but he didn't tell him he'd done it on purpose. Chester the champ! Chester's the champ! Everyone cheered. Now Chuck went up to Chester and said, Well done! That was a good race. Chester was surprised. But, he replied, I thought that all you do is win, 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 and that you never lose. Well, you win some, you lose some, said Chuck with a wink. And from that moment on, everyone loved Chuck again, just the way they used to. Now all the cheetahs played and raced together every single day again, and even though Chuck won most of the races, he never got upset when he lost one or two of them to his cheetah friends. The end. What a wonderful, wonderful story. Thank you for joining us again, boys and girls, for this wonderful story time. We thank you for being here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you soon.